All right, we live, Cap. Go ahead and
Yes,
introduce him, man.
it's June 10th. I'm Jay, getting paid and staying out the way. I'm here with Bob
For
the
real.
Water God,
You
and this
know
is
it.
Shrewd News and Reviews. We
For
talk
real.
about wealth, health, and a deeper understanding of self. And really, we discussing about everything else. You know, so we
Everything.
got we got time for some goofy shit today.
Let's see what we
There's a lot
doing
of
today.
things going on in the rap game. Excuse me. So, without further ado, man, let's just get into it. Man, where you want to start here? I know you had some feelings about whacking them, or you want to go to politics. You want to talk about the
Let's
profit.
bring up Whack and J, man. Whack and
Okay,
J, man. We gotta really,
Mr.
for the
Prince,
culture, for the
Mr.
culture,
Prince, and
man.
Mr. 100.
Yeah, for the
Okay,
culture, man.
all right. Do you want to frame it and just people who might not be up to speed on what we're discussing? Like, do you want to just give a
Yeah.
brief
So
overview?
let's give an overview. Whack 100. This is a big battle between Larry Hoover footage that
Yeah.
Jay Prince is a, I guess I can call him a leader of the Larry Hoover release. I guess Kanye made him as the top dog of a leader. And Whack 100 seems to be connected with the lady who actually did the interview. And seeming it seems like they want a lot of money for this interview. And
Well, hold on, Bob.
I ain't gonna say a lot of money because I don't know,
Well,
they want
that's where
some
I wanted
money.
to stop you because a lot of money is relative.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? $100 for a bottle of water, that's a lot of money. $100
Hmm.
for some Jordans is a
Yeah.
steal. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what a lot of money is. I don't know what the
Right.
footage
So
is.
we ain't even gonna say a lot of money. We
Yeah,
just gonna
but
say their asking price is what Jay Prince is not. He don't feel like that is for the culture. He feel like
oh,
it's.
okay, so I'm gonna zoom out a little bit.
Go ahead.
The whole thing between Whack 100 and Jay Prince came back in the news when Jay Prince went on $1 million worth of game,
Hmm.
Gillian Wallow, and he started to talk about that situation that you just summarized, where there's some footage of Larry Hoover that's supposed
Larry
to
Hoover the
paint him in
Great.
a positive light, help him with his case or
Get
getting
out.
out of
Yeah.
jail. And they're supposed to be coming out with a documentary, maybe possibly a TV show. The woman that has the footage, the woman who put her dollar to make this thing happen, and she had a deal with Larry Hoover. Apparently, she wants to be compensated for her footage. She's trying to make a deal with Jay Prince, but they're not seeing eye to eye. So somehow she contacts Whack 100 and makes Whack 100 like her manager, liaison, representative, however you want to say. And Whack 100 is kind of her mouthpiece now. And there's
Right.
static between Jay Prince and Whack 100 because they're making claims about each other, and it's a lot of he say she say. Did you watch the interview that Jay Prince did on $1 million worth of game?
Yes, I watched what he said. I watched,
All right,
I only watched what he said about Whack. I didn't watch the whole interview.
all right. Now I watched the interview too. I actually took just a few notes. We keeping it real loose. Since a
Hmm.
Friday show, I ain't gonna be
Friday.
combing through things too closely. But I
Right.
did watch the interview in its entirety, and I wrote a few things down. Now
What you got?
let's start with Jay Prince talking about what happened with the money from the Kanye West and Drake concert.
Okay. The
Because
money.
Wack brought
Okay.
that up, like, man, I remember in earlier interviews, Wack 100 always talking on Clubhouse. He was like, well, what happened with the money? I thought it was good on the interview that Jay Prince addressed that. I didn't see any accounting or anything, but he said that the money, uh, he spent over 500,000 to prison reform
So Jay Prince spent over 500,000 on prison reform.
with proceeds from that.
The Drake and Kanye concert.
Yeah. Now Is it just me or does that number sound a little bit small?
I mean, just like we said earlier, I mean,
I'm
depends on
talking
what
about
small.
small when you talking about donating some money, right?
No, it doesn't because Drake and Kanye got to get paid for their services, and it ain't like it ain't like he was performing. So it's like I don't feel like that number is small.
Okay, fair enough. We don't know what people had to get paid. We
Yeah, we
don't know
don't
what
know.
they made. Cool. So he said the whole point of that concert was to bring awareness to the First Step Act. That was getting a lot of people home. Anybody who's not familiar with that, feel free to look it up. But it makes people who got arrested with penalties that were too harsh. Now they're reconsidering that. A lot of people came home, and Trump was the one that gave the okay on the First Step Act.
Right. I think that's a good thing. Why would you say you feel like that was too small? Like, just give me your opinion on that because you feel like that was. I mean, I feel
I
like
didn't
that's
say
a great.
anything. I didn't say anything about the
Okay.
First Step Act being too small. I said
Uh,
donating a
half
half
a
a mil
million.
to prison reform. Like, who did you donate that to, and what is it to do? Sometimes when you hear people say that they donated money to an organization, bro, you could have donated if it's over, like, say he said over half a million. For all we know, 350,000 could have went to the director of an organization that works towards prison reform. Then we just hear about the Black Lives Matter people
Hmm.
possibly misappropriating funds. She got a big house over there with, indoor pool, outdoor pool. I'm just joking. I don't know what, but the crib looked crazy over there. You know what I'm saying? And there's a big that stuff been going on since the beginning of the time. People misappropriating funds for stuff. So I want to know more details about where that money went to. That's all I'm trying to say. The First Step Act thing is good. I'm saying some things that he said that was good in there.
Right. Okay.
Now, I noticed that about Whack 100 was on Clubhouse saying that Jay Prince was scared to address the text messages that Whack sent to Jay Prince, and Whack posted the text messages. Did you catch that on an earlier Clubhouse?
Yep. I caught
Yeah,
that when he said he.
because Jay Prince tried to act like, I guess he didn't know Whack, and Whack's like, yo, I got text messages where we were going back and
No,
forth.
Jay Prince said he didn't text. He didn't show all of the full text message, the ones that he didn't want to see.
You're misunderstanding me. Whack 100
Yeah.
had his own set of text messages, and you're getting ahead of me. Jay Prince did bring up his text message, but he addressed Whack's text messages, saying that they're out of context.
Right. Okay.
But then Jay Prince proceeded to show text messages of his own that shows that he was in contact with Kanye, and maybe Kanye wasn't seeing eye to eye with the lady in Whack too, right? The woman that has a tape. So my point with that is, how do we know if both of y'all are giving us pieces of text message threads? Just like you're saying that Whack 100's texts were out of context, how do we know that your texts weren't out of context?
Could be. Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. Is like, how do we know to even believe either one of these guys? Like, do you even take? Let me ask you this: do you think Jay Prince is a particularly uh trustworthy person? You know what I'm saying? Do you generally believe what Jay Prince says?
From hearing him, I don't know the guy. I don't, I hear what, everybody say about him with the culture. He seems more of a believable guy to me than Whack 100. Me
Oh, why you say
personally.
that? Why is that?
Just because I feel like Wack has a purpose where he's trying to gain he's trying to gain something for, or he's trying to sell his position of what he have, to gain. And I think that's, he's selling that all the time. And I feel like with Jay Prince, sometimes he's just a little bit more laid, cool back. Now, it's not, I'm just telling you from what I see on how I see them act and how I can believe it. Jay Prince seems like he can more sell himself being more believable than Whack 100 to me personally.
Okay, okay. Strikes you as a more credible person because he's
Yeah.
late.
Not just because he's laid back, it's just he don't seem to want to oversell his position or stake in something. And it seems like to me that Whack would always try to um if he had some, because I remember him talking about the Larry Hoover. He was like, "Oh man, it was some big stuff in the Larry Hoover tape." He was talking about all the things happen and that's happening now, and it just seemed to me that he's trying to sell. You know what I mean? And it just seems to me that he oversells,
Right.
and it makes
Whack
it
100 is an overseller, you're saying.
yeah,
Listen, man, I'm going to be honest with you. They're both salesmen. Remember, Jay
yeah,
Prince is the founder of Rap A Lot Records. He
of
he
course.
he he injected himself, or I don't know if I'm using the right word, but it seemed like he butted into that beef between Drake and Pusha T.
Mm,
Remember
okay.
YBN uh Almighty J, I think the rapper was. Remember when his chain got snatched? He got involved in that. When NBA YoungBoy's car got broken too, Jay Prince got involved in that, had words to say. So when you say salesman and overselling and kind of like overstepping boundaries, I think that Jay Prince is he's more similar to Whack 100 than I think a lot of people kind of notice because, like you said, he's laid back. I think he might be a more likable guy than Whack
Right.
100. But I see these guys as both guys
As the
who are
same. Yeah.
salesmen,
Yeah.
because if you guys are gangsters,
Understood. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not trying to make anybody out to be anything that they didn't tell us that they were. Jay Prince is supposed to be mob ties. Big bad Jay Prince, Whack 100. We already know what kind of timing he's on. Blood gang leader, everything like that. If this is true, why is Whack 100 on Clubhouse talking about Jay Prince? Why is Jay Prince on $1 million worth of game? And these guys have met each other before, and nothing happened. Like what is this? If not
Money.
other than exactly. So
It's about
I want
money.
to put them right now. They're both on the same level. I'm not going to put it as Whack is the one who's clout chasing and Jay Prince is the laid back one. No, I feel like they both clout chasing right now.
I'm just saying to me, one who's more trustworthy that I could see how they present themselves, That's just my opinion. I mean, somebody would say different. I just feel like Whack is just he's just, he oversells to me. Like he oversells and he
Oversell.
markets very well though. He markets very well.
So
I
does
give him
Jay.
that.
I say so does Jay Prince, man.
Yeah.
I think they're good. Now, I got a little bit of the video. I think I got the part where he addresses the text message. So we'll hear from his mouth, man, just to give some context at that
Okay.
part. Let me see if I can do that.
Let's drop that.
Yeah. Uh,
He called him Officer Rat 100.
yeah, we got to get into that. We got to get into that. I wanted to wait till we get into that because I
Mm.
thought that was very interesting that he
I
called
thought
him.
that was very interesting too.
Yeah, but before we get there, let's hear him address the text messages. If I got this queued up right.
In the form that
Got it.
we about apples, he want to switch the game up and say we're talking about oranges. But I got proof, and I'm gonna show y'all the real text message that he didn't want people to see. But what this brother, you know what I mean, that called himself real, attempted to do and play, with the old man. We call him the old man. I call him my brother, my friend. But most of all with his freedom, because on two occasions, one, him and his Chad, what's his woman name? Karen Chapman. This is a lady that was entrusted to go in and interview, Larry Hoover with an understanding of you bring this back to the family. We're not clearing a way for you to go and do this for no other reason. We don't play like that, but that's what she done. She went and interviewed and ran off. You know what I mean? So what this dude has chosen to do is take a stand with a person like this, like when they was putting together the pardon for Larry a few years ago, and I'll let him tell that story. But I'm feeling so good about it right now until I'm gonna say, and what I don't
Yeah.
cover, we're gonna do like Ron DMC.
All
So
right.
so she wouldn't give footage for the pardon. Now this is him being free. We just wanted, you know what I mean, because when you're trying to humanize a
Right.
person, then you use footage, you use their own words to help in
Right.
situations like this.
Absolutely.
So it was about the money with her. She asked, "Well, what am I getting out of
Yeah,
this?"
yeah, let me reiterate that part. So when we were trying to put the pardon together, I said we was trying to just get information on my father. So she had some actual footage of him. Like asked the attorneys, would that be good to have this footage to put on this pardon? They like, yeah, that'll be good. Let's see if we can try to do it. We tried some numbers. We caught up with the lady, and I called.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop it there. I have some things to say about that in Whack 100's defense. Whack 100 brought up the fact that he don't think that a video of an interview with Larry Hoover would really do much to get him a pardon.
But they're telling you they asked the district attorney, they asked the people. They didn't. It's not about
Yeah,
whack.
yeah,
It's about what they asked these people. Like, hey, would this help his case? And they
but
told them yes.
right. I understand what you're saying. It sounds good, but we're not hearing a district attorney say that. And just
Right.
because they're saying the district attorney says that, I don't know if I believe that. And I, I, if something helps, it might help. But come on, man, you 6 life sentences. I think Larry Hoover got. He been in jail since before we was alive. A video of an interview is going to be what gets him a pardon, and who's going to pardon him?
I mean, they tried to get Trump to, Trump pardon Kodak and Wayne.
Kodak and Wayne did not have 6 life sentences. That's totally different, man. And pardons is for federal.
Yeah, but
Pardons is
this
for federal
man
stuff.
did a life sentence. He did a
Yeah,
life
but
sentence
what I'm trying
already,
to say,
man.
he got other. Listen, man, he got 6 of them, man. When they try to give you 6, isn't he locked down for like 23 hours a
Yeah,
day?
the man doing 23 and 1 at 71 years old, man. Let this man come home, man.
Listen. I don't have no problem with him coming home at this time, but I'm just saying I think it's going to take more than the footage, man. You know how we was talking about Monique, right?
Yeah.
And remember we was talking about how Monique tried to like make the black community gang up on people that she has a problem with.
Right.
I'm seeing some similarities here. Now,
No, I don't think you could go that. They try.
let me
Listen,
land.
go
Can I
ahead.
land?
Go
No,
ahead and land.
let
Go
me
ahead
make
and
my
land.
point, bro. You have a problem with compensating this lady for her footage. This is what I'm getting from it. I could be wrong. I'm on the outside looking in. We're taking a shot at it, right? It looks like y'all don't want to pay this lady what she wants for her footage. Now
Of
he's talking
course.
about, okay, he's saying that, oh, we agreed that when we did this, that you doing this to come back and bring it back to the family. We wouldn't be giving you this go ahead for no other reason. I don't even know what he's talking about, because it would have took more than the family to get that interview. She would have had to talk to way more other people, like with people at the jail, right? So if you don't want to give her money, that's an issue between you and her. Don't try to make it like Larry Hoover's freedom depends on this. This is how he's trying to turn people against Whack 100. He don't want it to be an issue between him and this lady or him and Whack 100. He wants it to be the whole hip hop community against Whack 100, because he's stopping Larry Hoover from getting free. I'll let you have the floor now. What do you guys say
Okay.
about that?
So what I'm saying is, if it was between Larry Hoover family and her, right?
Yeah.
We know the kind of money that she's trying to get. The Hoover family don't got that kind of paper.
Listen,
That's what
listen.
I'm saying. When they originally sat down and her to do that,
Yeah.
she knows the Larry Hoover family do not have that kind of paper.
Bob,
I
this
guarantee you that. I'm just telling you that. I mean, Jay Prince said Whack 100 said he offered her 20K. Okay. I can guarantee you that the money that she's asking for, if she would have talked before she did that interview and she talked with the family and she sat down there, it was no six figures or nothing like that to do the interview.
But you just said that you don't believe Whack 100. We didn't hear that.
I didn't say I don't believe him. I said that
You
he
said
said that Jay
you
Prince
don't think that
said
he's more credible, right? Or
what?
you think that he's less credible than Jake Prince? I'm just saying
I
you had
think that he's overselling, right? So I
okay.
think that he'll say more just to oversell his position.
Okay, so Wax said that Jay Prince offered her 20 grand. Jay Prince didn't even say a number of what he offered her. He just said that the woman wants to get compensated. I don't have a problem with her wanting to get compensated for footage. Remember, Jay
Me
Prince is
neither.
okay. Look, you're saying that they don't got the money to pay her yet.
No, I said that what she agreed to from the beginning when she sat down with them Hoover family and they said they was gonna do this. Okay. Whatever y'all agreed on, if the money that she's asking for to get paid with Whack 100 and her to get compensated, I guarantee you at the
You
time
can't
before
guarantee me anything.
okay, well, I can bet, all right,
You
that
would be willing to bet. Let's keep it there. You can't
right,
assure me of
I'll be
anything.
willing to
We ain't seen
bet,
no paperwork or nothing.
right,
All right.
that in the 70s that she ain't come to them and said, man, I need six figures to do this interview for Larry.
Bob, we don't know how these deals work, right? If
Right.
she's saying that she wants compensation for the footage, right? They're not just going to take that footage or whatever you want the footage for. They're talking about making a movie, possibly a series or stuff like that. They can find the money to pay this lady for her footage. And if the footage ain't if you don't got the money for the footage, find somebody that'll pay for the footage. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all not just using this footage to show in a private setting or anything like that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I know that Jay Prince, or I don't believe that Jay Prince is doing this out of the goodness of his heart either. He wants money just like Karen Chapman wants money. Whack 100 wants money too, but maybe Karen's willing to pay Whack out of her cut. She needs somebody to represent her because this is Jay Prince, mob ties and all that, right? She don't want to be dealing with rough, tough men by herself. You know, this is a street thing. She got a street dude to be on her side. So come to the table and work out a deal with her. I don't see what's so hard about that.
I think, man, it's been so. Do you know how long ago that video been shot? You know how much inflation had done went up since then?
Yeah, but they have to work that out. They have to work that out. And look, the lady Whack 100 said that Karen Chapman is willing to pay them. She
She's
wants them
willing.
to be compensated for whatever gets done with the footage. She wants them to be compensated. So she's not trying to run off with the footage and do her own deal. They just can't come to an agreement with this woman. And it's
Right.
probably because they don't want to pay her fairly. And
Why
honestly,
would she spend $100,000 on storage for storing this footage? That's what Whack 100 said.
yeah, but how much do you know about storing footage?
I don't know nothing, but my whole thing
Okay.
is
So if you could admit that you don't know about storing footage, how could you say that it's unreasonable for her to have to pay that amount? What are you basing that on?
I mean, from the years, I get what you're saying. He's been locked up before we were, I don't
Yeah,
know when they did
and
this
this is
footage.
he say, she say stuff. This is just what WAG 100 saying.
100 is
They,
saying.
yeah, if they got a deal, my whole thing is if you Jay Prince, you got mob ties, you started Ghetto Boys, what was that? Rap a Lot Records. You put out the Ghetto Boys. You managed Floyd Mayweather at one point. You was a boxing promoter. I'm thinking you know a thing or two about making deals. If somebody does something wrong with a deal and the contract don't get delivered on, you sue them. Obviously, this lady got her paperwork together because she's not worried about getting sued. She said, if you want the footage, pay me. If Jay Prince wanted to do something or give up the footage, why don't you sue her?
I don't think it's Jay. I think it's the family. I
Why
think
don't the
that's.
family sue her? If she stole some footage, if she did
I don't
something
think she
fraudulent like
stole it.
Jay
Yeah.
Prince, but Jay Prince is accusing her of doing something fraudulent, stealing, wrongdoing. Why don't they sue her?
He didn't say she stole. He said she
I've heard them
ran
say
off.
that. Yeah,
She
ran off.
ran off,
What do
right?
you think that means?
I think she realized the value. I think what Jay Prince is saying She realized that it's value into this, and she wants to be partners. She don't just want to get paid for just doing the interview. She want to be partners in with the movies and with everything that's going on with this footage. And I can't not. I'm not saying. Listen, everybody got an opportunity to chase. If you see it's an opportunity out there, I can't knock you for chasing the opportunity. You
Bob,
know,
you making a lot of assumptions, man. You saying that she want to be, you don't know any of this. We
I'm
don't know
telling
that
you
she
from
wants to be
Jay
a part of it.
Prince.
But
I'm just telling you from what Jay Prince said of
Jay,
how it
we
could have
just
worked.
listened to Jay Prince together. He said that the lady wants to get paid, and she tried to run off with the footage. Not saying that she wants to be a partner. He's saying that she wants to get paid, and he don't want to pay her.
Right.
Okay, that's not the same as, oh, now I want to be partners. For all we know, the deal could have been delivered on already, or what? And she got the footage to retain it, to repurpose the footage or whatever. And now you want to do something else with the footage. She might know, look, this is how this goes. This is my footage. If y'all want to do something new with the footage, now you got to pay me again. It's not like that was one deal. Okay, that's done and gone. You can't just come to me and get more footage when you want it. We got to work out another deal. And my whole thing is, if you got a business disagreement with somebody, you take them to court, you sue them. You don't go to $1 million worth of game and try to prove it to us. Who the hell are we? We two niggas on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Who is he proving this to? He's just trying to attack. He's trying to assassinate Whack 100's character. I just feel like if he really has something to stand on, he would take him to court. What is all these interviews for? I know Whack 100. We both agree that Whack 100's a clout chaser. He's sometimes an overseller. He's on Clubhouse every day. We know he gonna talk about whatever, whoever. That's what he does. Jay Prince is supposed to be the laid back, cool guy that's business savvy or whatever. Why is you trying to prove a case on $1 million worth of game? He went on some other interviews too. Can you answer that, Bob? Why not sue her? Why go on all these shows?
I mean, they may. I mean, I don't know what they got. You know, they may have to pull something out to get the. You know, if they're not gonna pay her, something's gonna have to get done, or we're not gonna see the footage. Or
so how would this benefit anybody other than to intimidate somebody into giving you the footage? How is this gonna benefit him?
I don't know what the family and Jay Prince had to, you know, going on with this, but for some reason, Kanye West, the Larry Hoover family, they entrust in Jay Prince. So I don't know who's all into making him do a you know, have a celebrity run and talk about this. Maybe the Hoover family is like, look, Jay Prince, we need you. We need you to talk about this situation.
Yeah, see, I mean, maybe, but that's like a pretty big assumption to me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't.
We got the son there, so I mean,
Right. It ain't like he there by himself running his mouth. He got Jay Prince Jr.
Yeah, but we don't know about what Larry Hoover and this lady got going on either, though. You know what I'm saying? Like her and Larry Hoover,
one of his little side pieces. That was
listen. they might have been having phone sex together or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. And then if the deal already been done, he done sat down with this lady for hours and had a conversation with her. So you know, we really don't know. I'm going off of what they're saying, but I'm analyzing to see like what things don't sound like they make sense to me. I'm not gonna try to like make too many assumptions. I'm just trying to see what doesn't pass the smell test. And one thing that I'm getting stuck on is if this lady ran off with footage, if she stole the footage, if she did something fraudulent, because
from the Hoover family. Now you can't say Jay Prince. Say the Hoover family. Go ahead.
Listen, Jay Prince, I heard him say on another interview, I wish I would have pulled it up, but I ain't really want to spend this much time on it. She said that Jay Prince said that she did some forged signatures. That's a crazy allegation. Jay Prince went as far as to say, we covered this on the earlier episode, if you remember, Bob. Jay Prince went as far as to say that she forged signatures to run away with this footage. That's a crime. That's a crime, man. If this is for the Larry Hoover family, y'all trying to get him out of jail, all that, seems like y'all got a pretty good case for somebody robbing Larry Hoover's family, and that's creating a hindrance towards him getting out of jail. That seems pretty serious. So what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna do it the legal way, or y'all gonna try to intimidate the lady, or y'all gonna sue her? I mean,
Well, I
that
think
is the
just
legal.
how you said how that lady got whack 100, the Hoover family got Jay Prince to like, okay, let's help us out with this.
That's fine. You still not addressing why don't you sue her? Jay Prince ain't doing nothing but a press run going on interviews. If I'm the Larry Hoover family, I'm not impressed by that. If you doing interviews talking about the lady ain't gave you the footage, I mean, make something happen. Either sue her or bring out the mob ties, right? Like, what do we get you here for? So you could do interviews. Larry Hoover Jr. could have did that by himself.
Right. This is a 67-year-old lady. So I mean, come on. We don't want to. We're not bringing out the mob ties on this. We're not. It don't
It
work like
seems
that.
like, but
Yeah, but
Jay
it
Prince is
don't work
talking.
like that on the six. This is a woman, man. We're
Oh,
not.
listen,
We
I'm
can't
with
go
you.
that.
So we're
Yeah.
back at where I'm talking about. Why is
Right.
he talking tough about this lady, right? You're saying that she's a 70-year-old lady. He's talking
60.
pretty rough about a 70-year-old lady, talking about she ran away
He
with
said she
footage.
ran off with the plug. I mean, you know, I
Okay,
mean,
okay. So now all that 70-year-old lady shit is out the window. If she ran off with some footage, that's yours. You know what I'm saying? Either sue
no,
her
we
or
can't.
get.
Yeah, we got to sue her. We can't, but we gonna let the world know. I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with Jay Prince, saying what he's saying. I guess you do, but I
Oh, you
just,
you saying I got a problem? I'm saying I don't think it's effective.
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
care about it. Look, it's content. I love talking about it.
Right.
I'm a hip hop nerd. Look, Jay Prince, go on a dozen more radio shows, man. We'll be here talking about it. I don't have a problem in it. I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm not gonna get nothing off the proceeds, but we are here to analyze things, provide commentary. I just feel like it would be more effective
If they
to
got a
sue
little,
her.
yeah,
Cease and
I
desist.
agree.
You know what I'm saying? You stole my footage. Ain't nobody using the footage now. Cease and desist. Send your ass to a deposition,
And I don't
interrogatory, or
think she
something like
stole
that.
the
You know what I mean?
footage. I think she want to get paid, and the amount of money is not, so it's a money thing. It's not like that's how I
Okay.
feel it is. I don't feel like she actually stole it. I think she ran off and like, yo, look, I need this amount. You know what I
Fair
mean?
enough. Fair enough. So now we'll go to the part where I think this is the part where he's talking about Kanye's Texas.
That issue in the beginning, and it was when I was on a phone call with Suge. You know what I mean? Back then, all three of us can be on a call, and I heard some recklessness, and I didn't want to be on them, tape calls and shit with that going on. So I bagged up. Y'all do y'all thing. You don't owe me nothing. Rap a lot is what I do. You know what I mean? And we moved on from there. But I got to share this before we move on in that direction, man.
Okay.
I want to share this right here because this is Kanye. And I know Ye ain't gonna have no problem with me. So I want you to read it so they won't say I played no. This is a text from him.
And say with her now, bro. Okay, this has been exhausting. Too much.
That's him talking to Whack 100.
Okay, this has been exhausting. Too much game playing. What is she looking for? Bro, tell me about it. It's not us. It's men stuck between two women, bro. You're with Karen, correct? Just making sure I know what we're talking about. Jay Prince is a better businessman than me. I'm stepping out of this and letting him handle. It's too many games for me.
Okay. Now, if you want to keep on going, you can keep on going. But clearly, they was trying to work some shit on him that he wasn't in agreement with. So this is how I get in the mix. Because he says too many games playing. Why you want to play games around the old man freedom? You know what I mean? Why the games playing? So I come in the loop to try and, you know what I mean, bring some real accommodation to the situation, and we ain't got to stay there no longer.
Right.
But I'm gonna end up letting everybody.
Now, now you have Jay Prince talking about the Texas. Was that compelling for you? What's your reaction to him showing the text message? Was that like a smoking gun for you? Did you think that he dropped the bomb with that one?
The point I feel like he was trying to make, and I think people probably might miss it. He was trying to make it seem that Kanye peeped this and say, "Hey, man, they playing games. They playing money games, and it's too
Right.
much for me. I
Right.
can't listen. I'm not for all the back and forth and negotiating. I'll let Jay Prince, see what he can do and handle this. So
Right,
that's how I took it as like Kanye see it like, look, man, I see what y'all on, and I get you. I understand y'all want to get a bag. I understand y'all want to get paid, but this is too much. It's too much games about this man. We're trying to get this man free.
right,
And I feel
right,
like it was already an issue with Kanye and them. That's what it lets me understand that it was an issue with Kanye, Whack 100, and Miss Chapman. I feel like it was already an issue. When Jay Prince got involved, it's still an issue. It ain't go away. It's just he can't make it go away, unless you're gonna bring up that check. So that's what I got from the interview. I mean, from what he said with Kanye. What did you get?
I get that we got some text messages that we don't really have a lot of context around. I don't think that was compelling. I don't think he proved anything with that. All you're saying is that Kanye couldn't come to an agreement with her. There's a lot of deals where people have trouble coming to an agreement. Sometimes they later come to an agreement, or sometimes they decide to part ways amicably. I don't think that did anything to hurt Whack 100's credibility or to paint Karen Chapman in a bad light. It's just text messages. But if you're believing what Jay Prince is saying, and you're buying into this narrative, it might seem like more than it really is. But I don't really think that really proves anything.
No, I don't think he's trying to prove anything. I think he's trying to
You
see
don't
that.
think he's trying to prove anything?
I think that he's showing you that this was a problem before I even got involved. I was brought in to help accommodate this situation.
Yeah, but isn't that what Karen Chapman did to bring Whack 100 in? What if on Karen's side she's saying, you know what, they're playing games. Let me bring Whack 100 in there because Whack 100 is a better businessman than me. Kanye said he didn't even want to deal with it. You heard it just like me. So
Right.
obviously there's some discrepancy there, but these are two people who weren't even involved with shit initially. They're both getting on and they're mad at each other for getting involved. That's what I'm trying to say. It's messy to me. We don't know who's telling the truth, and
It's
this
definitely
this
messy.
yeah. I'm saying I don't know who's telling the truth. I'm not on anybody's side. I'm just saying this interview to me was not super compelling. I don't think he really proved his case very well, and I don't know who to believe. I don't know
Mm,
who to believe.
gotcha.
I don't know who to believe. I want to bring up something else, man. We know that Jay Prince called Whack 100 a snitch, right?
Yeah.
At any point, has he provided any paperwork about Whack 100 being a snitch?
No.
So he's calling this guy a snitch, and he don't have any
This
paperwork.
is
Would
why
you would you say that that's a violation? I mean, if we're talking,
no,
from the
this is why.
standpoint of the streets.
Standpoint of the streets. This is why.
Okay.
In certain situations, street dudes will say, if you associate yourself, right? If you a street dude, right? And you have a stance on snitching, right? And you position yourself, you know, like you best friends with a snitch, or you like, you're like, hey man, I'm supporting this guy, or they look at that a little funny, you know. It's kind of
Oh,
like if you hang with gangsters, you know what I mean?
oh, that
Everybody gonna
makes you a
think you're a
gangster because you
gangster.
hang with gangsters,
I
right?
mean, they gonna look at you like a gangster.
I wouldn't necessarily. I wouldn't
I
look
mean,
at somebody like a gangster just because they hang with gangsters.
if you round a whole bunch of dudes and they got red flags on, and you standing next to them, you gonna feel like all y'all in the gang. You know what I mean? So I think that's my opinion on where he's coming from. Not saying he's an actual snitch. He's saying that you in the bed with a snitch. So it's like, ugh.
Okay, so let's hear what Jay Prince has to say about a situation that he was involved in with the officer that was trying to kill him.
Because if I happen to come on top of these people that's trying to hit me, y'all don't be mad. I mean, feel my life.
Mhm. They got snipers out here at the
Yeah.
goddamn McDonald's that don't want
Where it's
goddamn.
dark.
They don't want 2 cheeseburger meals. They trying to do some. They trying to do some other shit.
Yeah, they were trying to work him out.
They were trying to get OG a goddamn workout, man, out there. About a good thing you hit your streets to tell me.
Yeah, but so before I can make it home good from that, they didn't check and found jewelry that the laws and stole and had all kinds of possessions that they had. And it's the real kicker. The dude Chad Scott, who showed up that night, just got busted last year. You know what I mean? It's been over a decade ago. I put the spotlight on this clown. He got busted last year, man, and got about 15, 20 years for the very same thing. You know what I mean? He was
Damn.
gone.
I'm gonna stop it right there. I'm gonna stop it right there. Now we're hearing Jay Prince talk about having beef with some kind of a dirty cop. Jay Prince puts the spotlight on the guy. Earlier in that interview, he talks about going to Congress about this guy. He talked about having Maxine Waters with him. He's trying to put a case on this dude. Just the other year, he goes to jail for 15 years. Jay Prince said he went to jail for 15 years for the same thing that he told on the dude about. Now, we don't have any paperwork on WAC 100, but we have Jay Prince himself telling that he was cooperating with the authorities to try to get somebody in trouble.
He said he was cooperating with the authorities, or he said he put the spotlight on the guy.
Yeah, well, you could watch the whole interview in its entirety. I thought you watched it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I didn't watch that.
Maybe you missed that part, but he talks about trying to put a case on this dude. So I'm not, I'm staying out the way, man. I'm just trying to get paid, stay out the way. I'm not trying to be a gangster. It's okay with me. You know what I'm saying? I'll still have a beer with Jay Prince. It don't bother me. I'm just saying, if you gonna be on the platform calling somebody a snitch, you say because he was in the company of somebody who told. Okay. But I have yet to see any paperwork on WAC for snitching. You know? We don't have that yet, but we have allegations. But we do have Jay Prince telling a story about how he gave information on somebody, and that same information that he gave on the dude ended up coming back up, and the guy gets locked up. I'm not saying that they brought up.
No, he said Prince. This was a decade ago when that happened.
Listen, hear me out. I'm not saying that they took Jay Prince's testimony. I'm not saying that they didn't. I'm saying that you tried to get him locked up a decade ago. Now he did get locked up. He was obviously a gangster. This cop was a gangster. He was catching bodies. He just caught 15 years. This is some street shit that was going on. He had a badge, but it's some street shit, and we know that you went to police. What do you call that when somebody doesn't handle things in the streets? They go to the police about you.
Well, I didn't hear that. To me, it seemed like he just said he put the spotlight on this guy for doing wrong too.
So what you think the spotlight means? It's in the interview, so I don't even know. Right. We don't really even have to go back and forth about this. I saw it. I heard it come out of his mouth. You don't want to say it because it's Jay Prince. What will we say about anybody else who has a problem with somebody who tried to kill him and they try to put a case on him instead of going to handle it themselves?
Gangster? Yeah. I mean, that.
What do they call that? What's the term that they use for that?
If he put a case out on the man, if he, if his testimony, it ain't try. He got it, like you said.
No, listen. You said so you saying that if you tell the police on somebody, if you get Congress involved, if you get other police involved, people who can prosecute you, long as it doesn't become a case, it don't count as snitching, right? That's what you saying.
I mean, if he get Congress involved to get somebody locked up,
yes, that's not snitching.
Yeah, man. I mean, if he on the paperwork, like you said, if it's paperwork saying that,
I'm not saying that he's on paperwork. I'm saying Jay Prince admitted himself that he put the spotlight on the guy. To give more context, I watched the whole interview. He said that he went to Congress. He got the authorities involved. He tried to tell people about a dirty cop, a criminal, right? So this is an agreement between criminals. We don't tell the police on each other. I'm just trying to understand if that's what snitching means. You know what I'm saying? Or don't snitch. You feel me? We in the streets. We doing street shit. We not telling on people, right?
Right.
Jay Prince is
Right.
saying that he did that.
So you saying that with no paper? All right, that's
I'm asking you what it's called. Is it okay because Jay Prince did it? Is it okay because that guy was a cop? Does he get a pass?
if he's bring awareness to dirty cops, but he's not on this man's paperwork as he snitched on him, but he's bringing awareness, just like with the prison reform, and he's kind of a political guy now. You know what I mean? So all
Man,
I'm saying is,
you caping for Jay Prince. I gotta say it, dog. You caping
I'm
for Jay
just
Prince.
saying this.
I don't know if you
Listen.
trying to get signed to Rap a Lot Records or what, man. Because you don't want to say here you comfortable with him calling Whack 100 a snitch with no paperwork.
I'm just saying why he did it. This I ain't say that
we don't care about why he did it. We know why he
Right.
did it. He just explained it. I'm saying, is that snitching or not? Just yes
What?
or no. Is that snitching?
with no paperwork.
Without no paper. If I tell on you, if it ain't
With
no
no
paperwork
paperwork.
involved, if I told the police what Bobby over there doing, look, man, they got a spot over there, man. It's going down. You feel me? And I don't end up on no paperwork or nothing. You don't get locked up for it. Is that snitching?
Yeah. So if he, the reason why the dude got locked up 10 years later.
What if
yeah,
it
he
ain't?
told on
What if
dude.
it ain't? What if he told about the same thing that he eventually got locked up for? What if he told the police? You don't want to say it. I'm gonna say it. Anywhere
If he told the police on dude, oh yeah, that's snitching.
bro. Yes, oh, that's
told
super
on dude.
telling the police. If you go into Congress talking about what somebody did and you talking about murders, that's snitching. Now, look, some people gonna say that he gets a pass or whatever, but they're still giving Freeway Ricky Ross they say that he's a snitch. He put a case on the police. So
Yeah.
you know, I'm just saying if
It's certain people that don't listen. It's certain people got opinions that they don't say Freeway Ricky Ross is a snitch.
listen,
So,
you can disagree
go
with
ahead.
that. I'm just saying that we gotta question that if you're calling other people a snitch that don't got paperwork. And just like you said, he's a political guy now. It don't count. Whack 100 is in the music industry. If he wants to have a interview with Tekashi, what is he not supposed to deal with anybody who told in the rap game? Who else is he gonna be left for him to talk to?
I mean, but you got to think about it. Whack 100 is a known blood. He's a blood leader. He's a blood gang leader. And you got a guy, Tekashi 6ix9ine, that was a toe on a blood gang. You know, so I get you. It
wasn't his gang. It wasn't his gang. All Bloods are not united like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
but Whack 100 holds himself like he's he's Pyru. That's the top of the food chain.
Whack
You get
100 is a businessman first, man. He don't care about work. He's made that very clear. I'm here to make money and do business with people in the music industry. He's not concerned about who told or not. Matter of fact, Jay-Z works with a woman who is on paperwork for telling on people. Is Jay-Z a snitch because he's associated with her? Would you say that?
No, I wouldn't go
So
there.
why did you feel comfortable saying that Whack 100 is a snitch because he's working with 6ix9ine?
Because Whack 100 is a blood. He proves himself to be I'm not gonna say Whack 100 is a snitch. I'm telling you the context of why I feel why Jay Prince even said that, because he feels like Whack 100 and 6ix9ine are best friends.
Fair enough. And I'm not going to call nobody a snitch. I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't even think, we could, that's another story for another day. What I'm going to say is, just like somebody might consider Whack 100 a snitch, there might be some people out there who consider Jay Prince to be the same thing. They both got like stuff where it's like, so,
I mean, you brought up a good point,
it's just something to think about.
Jay Prince seems to me like a more of a guy that's trying to, he's not on that gangster stuff to me like Whack 100 is, To me, I mean, I think more of his son.
What do you think mob ties means?
I see his son owns a company that's mob ties, that's saying mob ties, mob ties. We don't never see Jay Prince running around with the mob ties hat and the mob tie
You
gear.
haven't heard the rumors about Jay Prince?
I've heard rumors about him. This man's 60 something years old though now.
Yeah, but
Is he? Come on, bro. This man is trying to get Larry Hoover free. I mean,
he said
I
he
think
wants
he's
the
in a different
smoke.
space. Huh?
Man, he said he wants all the smoke that Whack 100 got. And if you say that Whack 100 is active and
So you
being
really
around,
believe he want all of you really believe these guys really, got that real pressure with each other like that?
honestly, I have trouble believing that because why would they be on radio shows talking about it? We're seeing a lot of people get locked up these days, right? You know what I'm saying? Look, man, we've been on these niggas for like 50 minutes.
Damn. Yes, man, this is a big story. These are
Yeah,
two big, these are two big guys in the industry,
yeah, I
older
ain't mad
guys
at it.
too.
I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it. You know what I'm saying? So what can I say, man? We don't know. It's fun to watch, but I think we raised some pretty interesting questions.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we raised some pretty interesting questions. Um, we probably won't be able to get to everything I wanted to get to today. You know, we don't want to drag it too long. I know you don't like these things to go too long.
You know, ain't nothing about going too long, but
All right. So let's move on. Let's talk about some pussy policemen.
mm,
We did a lot of talking about the shooting in Uvalde, Texas,
yeah,
and
we went over that.
I was talking about we need more gun regulation. You were talking about, I guess, the Second
More
Amendment.
security.
More
No, more
security,
security.
more
Yeah.
security.
I
Hey,
had to
man,
cut you
correct me
there.
if I'm wrong. Let's get it right. You was
For
talking about
real.
more security, okay?
hmm
And in those discussions, I don't think that we gave the police much blame because
Okay.
we were waiting for details to come out. We didn't want to jump to any conclusions. The story was still fresh, but some pretty weird details came out about the police in that case.
Mm, let's
Now,
get to that.
first thing I want to bring up about the police, they waited over an hour to enter the building to save those babies. Police officers waited over an hour to enter the building to save those babies. They got bullet-proof vests. They got teams, walkie-talkies. We know how militarized the police is these days. We've seen police use tanks to enter the houses of drug dealers. But they waited 60 minutes, over 60 minutes, because I know I heard reports that it was somewhere like around 80 minutes. What's really gut wrenching about that statistic is 40% of the budget for Uvalde, Texas goes to the police. Did you know that? 40%. I'm not saying defund the police or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? I know that slogan was problematic and it doesn't really make a lot of sense, but it does make you think about how we're spending funds. If 40% of the city's funds goes to fund these people and they didn't even enter the building while being urged by onlookers to go in there, and they was even trying to arrest people for trying to rescue their kids.
So you saying it may be a it may be a fund going on where they getting 40%?
No, I'm telling you that that's a fact. They in Uvalde, Texas, the police department gets 40% of the funds. You
That's
ain't know that, huh?
crazy.
Let me show you. It's important that we cite our sources here, man. I get into arguments with people on my Facebook all the time, man, and they just want to talk about stuff and don't have no sources, just feel it, just say a whole bunch of facts that I don't know if they're true or not. That's why I always bring up articles. Insider article, that's our source.
40%. So for them
Yeah.
kids getting shot like that and
Wait,
everybody
hold
don't
on, hold on, hold on. No, hold on. I'm gonna stop sharing that. I shared the wrong one. That's a good story. We're gonna go over that too. But hold on. Let me share the thing where we could show that this 40% stuff is real. Still navigating. All right. Now this factoid is on different publications. So, but this is on Bloomberg. They're unpacking Uvalde's police spending budget. Right.
Mm.
And it doesn't take long in the article before they give a very interesting stat. Sorry, let
And
me
that
get this
makes up
stuff out the way.
40% of the city's
Oh yeah,
budget.
look, man, Uvalde's police spending, which makes up 40% of the city's budget, has come under scrutiny as details emerge that officers waited more than an hour to enter the classroom where a gunman killed 19 students and two teachers in last Tuesday's massacre at Robb Elementary School. But determining what went wrong in the police response will take more than scrutinizing city budgets. In fact, Uvalde's police spending is not such an aberration for a city of just 16,000 residents.
Dang, Stewart, Florida. Look at those. Look. Wait, you got oh crap.
Yeah.
Mm. That's crazy.
So yeah, they spending 40%. They kind of like on the higher side if you think about it.
Right. Mm.
So, we got to think about that when these people is not even protecting people. And something else about pussy ass police. Did you know, Bob, that police are not obligated to protect you?
No.
Hold on, let me stop sharing that. Oh, we getting in the weeds today, man. We not just talking about goofy rap shit today, man. We dropping facts
This
for the
is
people,
this
man.
is deep.
Look, man,
This is deep.
I got to let y'all know, man, because I've been watching some stuff, man. I got to give a shout out to Yvette Carnell. She brought up this point to me. I've seen it before, but she did some very you know very good reporting and analysis on this point about how police don't have any right to protect you, and apparently this thing goes all the way up to the Supreme Court. But without further ado, I'll read what's here from the article. Neither the Constitution nor state law impose a general duty upon police officer or other government officials to protect individual persons from harm, even when they know the harm will occur, said Darren
Mm.
Robinson, a professor and associate dean at the University of Florida School of Law. Police can watch someone attack you, refuse to intervene, and not violate the Constitution. The Supreme Court has repeatedly held that the government has only a duty to protect persons who are in custody, he pointed out.
Oh, so if somebody's in custody, they got to protect you.
Yeah, you're their responsibility then. But those police who waited outside for over an hour while babies was getting shot and trying to arrest mothers for trying to rescue the kids themselves, they can't really get in trouble for that. That's not their duty. So when you see protect and serve on a police officer's car, it's protect when you in custody and we serve in wealth. They're gonna
Dang.
protect that rich neighborhood. You drive through a rich neighborhood, hey buddy, what are you doing here?
Right.
You know,
But
but
anybody else is free game.
and we
Dang,
got to
that's crazy.
realize that. So when we talk about dealing with gun regulation, I think we got to deal with gun regulation. I think that we could be a better society. I know that that's not going to solve anything, but I'm still supportive of common sense gun solutions like waiting periods, universal background checks, maybe closing the loophole at gun shows and private sales, raising the age that you can buy high capacity magazine firearms, whatever the technical term for that is, things like AR-15s, you should have to be older than 18 to buy some of those things. I'm not saying that these are perfect solutions, but these are things that we could implement to do something different. But when I'm
Right.
talking about all of that, about wanting to control guns, I have I have trouble making that case knowing that the police aren't here to serve us or protect us. So people got to protect themselves, right?
Yeah.
That's how it seems. And how am I going to tell people that they shouldn't feel like they got to protect themselves when the Supreme Court says that the police don't have a duty to protect you?
Right. I get what you're saying now. It's hard to say. It's hard to not give them to say no get a gun when you don't have no protection nowhere else.
And then on
Somebody
top of
go.
that, if we know that crazy people who are watching Tucker Carlson, who believe in the great replacement theory, who think that they got to exterminate black people at grocery stores in Buffalo, if I know all the crazy people got guns, why wouldn't a sane American say to themselves, I don't want all the crazy people to be the only ones with guns, crazy people and criminals?
Mm-hmm. And
So the
that's who it
cycle
is.
continues. If the
Yeah.
government is not going to protect me, if the police are not going to protect me, because the government don't want to pass no legislation on common sense gun laws, the police don't have a duty to protect you. So who is going to protect me other than me? And then
Tough.
if you're a felon, you try to protect your life, you get caught with the gun, now you got to go to prison.
Yeah. Damn.
You know what I'm saying, man? It's tough out here. Also, there was um there was actually some other messed up stories that came out there. You know, if we're staying on the topic of pussy ass police, uh, we also have news that the police chief is not even cooperating with the investigation, and it looks like the police blamed the teachers for leaving a door propped open, and that wasn't even the case.
What?
Did you hear that? Now hold on now. Stop sharing on that one. I'm gonna bring up this other story. I'm trying to move through some things quick, but it's been a lot that came out with this Uvalde thing, and there's so many school shootings. We've had over 20 mass shootings since then, over 20. So it's hard to keep up with all of this stuff, and the details come up, and people are kind of like burnt out with the story. But I think it's important that we talk about this stuff because when we first heard this story, everybody was saying that, oh, we got to do a better job at the schools. You know, we if everybody came through one door, then maybe we could have prevented this. Now
Damn.
we have the story about how the Uvalde gunman entered the school is shifting. This is an NPR article, good reliable source, and it says Texas officials had said a teacher propped a door open at Robb Elementary in Uvalde just before the gunman entered and carried out a mass shooting, but now they acknowledge that the woman closed the door after the teacher's attorney spoke out. It's the latest shift in the narrative that has continued to change since last Tuesday, an extraordinary process that has seen officials repeatedly correcting earlier statements after they're contradicted by new information. It goes on to say that a teacher didn't leave the school door propped open. The most detailed official timeline of the shooting emerged on Friday when Texas Department of Public Safety Director Stephen McCraw told journalists that the gunman entered Robb Elementary through a back door that a teacher had left propped open. Moments earlier, he said the teacher had been using the door to get her cell phone. That made her look bad. She had her attorney step up. But that version of events was clarified on Tuesday. The teacher's lawyer told the San Antonio Express News that the teacher had kicked a rock away from the push bar door and pulled it shut after recognizing the danger of the situation. She thought it would automatically lock, but it didn't, her lawyer said. So, you know, the police are out there waiting over an hour to enter, and I think that they saw this teacher as a scapegoat and thought that they could use her to blame it on, and now the truth is coming out.
Dang.
Can you imagine if your kid was at that school, how you would be feeling right now? How would
Probably
you have
want to
reacted
go
to
in
that if
there.
you was a teacher? If the teacher that they tried to blame it on.
Right. I would have just been like, man, y'all strapped. Y'all do the training. Y'all supposed to came in here with the ATF. We seen how many times else y'all come in with the goon squad. You know what I mean? And knock in people doors, kick in people doors with your whole uniform on and you get me? Why
Yeah.
wouldn't you do that here?
Aren't we supposed to be the dangerous ones? You don't
Right.
have no trouble killing black people, you know what I'm saying? The police. We
You
see
kick
that
in the
those
door
numbers,
and bust.
but
You
y'all
kicking
timid.
doors and busting.
Y'all
Now
timid.
you all yeah, that is a little suspect there.
Very much suspect. So, we're gonna keep on following that story, but I think
That's a
that
good one for gun laws now. That makes these gun laws now, like you saying, man, it makes it so
yeah, I
it's
mean, I don't know
crazy.
why everybody can't agree that we could just do a better job at regulating guns. I mean, we've regulated guns before in the past. It's really not controversial, but the Republicans and the NRA are so good with this messaging, they've convinced everybody that Joe Biden wants to take your guns, and that's just not true. And
Let me
by
ask you
the
a question though.
okay,
Why do you feel like these people shoot up these schools? I mean, other than the guns, we get the guns, we get they can shoot the guns, but why, why do you feel like they do this? I don't like, I want to, what would your take be? What would you think the reason behind them wanting to shoot schools up?
I don't know. You really have to ask that person, or maybe somebody that knows
I
them.
mean, because it's a common thing. It's
Well,
not like,
well, I
it's
don't know.
like
Like
police
people,
killing black people. Think about it.
honestly,
It's
I
like,
think people shoot up schools for different reasons, Bob. That's kind of like a broad question. If we're talking about this one situation, it was said that the kid was bullied. I don't know how shooting up kids really would. I guess you're just mad at the world. You just want to see everything burn. I don't understand that. You know,
I
I don't
know, but
understand it.
it just kind of gets to me of how this keeps happening over and over. And it's like,
We
this is not happening in nowhere in the world,
Because
but
we got all these guns and such easy access to guns. That's the big difference to me. We got mentally challenged people all over the world, people who are less than 100% healthy mentally. We have that all over the world, but we
so
have
you
most.
saying mental, okay, I get you. So the
No, I'm
root of
not
this,
saying mental. I'm not saying mental. I'm not saying mental. I'm saying that a very low percentage of people who have mental illness are violent. The difference here to me is that we have more guns than anybody, and then we have easy access to guns, and we have a culture to where we praise guns. Everybody thinks guns are so cool. It's a good way to solve problems. Nobody
oh
wants to.
gosh.
Nobody thinks that guns are bad. Everybody wants more
Mm.
guns. That's our problem. So all of that stuff mixed together is why we're going to keep on seeing mass shootings, and people don't want to restrict guns because they think they need more guns. You know what the NRA says when there's a
What?
mass shooting, Bob?
What?
They say things are really unsafe out there. You need to buy more guns. And guess what they say when shootings go down, which I don't know when that's ever happened, when that's gonna happen, because mass shootings are outpacing days of the year. We said that, but if the shootings were to go down, what do you think they would say?
Yeah, get some guns. Protect your family.
They'll say the shootings are going down because so many people have guns. So you should buy more guns to make it even safer.
Right.
Anything we do, the solution is buy more guns. And the NRA keeps making money, and that's how it goes.
It's crazy.
That's how it goes. But we were talking earlier about snitching, correct?
Yeah.
We were talking earlier about guns, correct?
Yeah.
I think this would be a good time to go into proffer letters. What a proffer letter is.
Okay. Let's go into it.
Are you familiar with a proffer letter?
No, I'm not.
Okay, I'm going to share that what a proffer letter is on the screen so we could be on the same page on that. Okay, you with me, Bob?
Yeah.
Definition of a proffer letter. It's a letter setting forth an agreement between a federal prosecutor and a person who is a subject of a criminal investigation, stating that the subject will provide information to aid the investigation and that the information provided will not be used against the subject in the criminal proceeding. Excuse me. Are we clear on that?
Yeah.
Okay, so remember we said that. I'm going to bring up the case of Young Thug and why Young Thug wasn't granted a bail or a bond. They said it's not safe. Well, I don't even want to get into that. Let's just read what's going on.
Let's get into it.
All right. Let me share the screen. We're going to give people an update on that Young Thug case a little bit and talk about Yak Gotti.
Mm, that's
Now,
crazy, man.
it's crazy. This is Yak Gotti. He's been accused of snitching on YSL now. Right? Now, when I said that you don't really want to say wax a snitch without having paperwork, that's what I'm talking about, the proffer letter. When you snitch, this comes out. So after he was denied bond in YSL's ongoing RICO case, Yak Gotti took to social media to clear up the rumors that claimed the rapper snitched on associate YSL Duke. During the bond hearing on Thursday, June 2nd, the prosecutor argued that he was a threat to potential witnesses and told the judge that the rapper, born Diamante Kendrick, had pled guilty to conspiracy to commit the murder of Donovan Big Nut Thomas. The latter detailed fueled rumors that he ratted out YSL Duke, who was also charged in connection to the murder. Once court was adjourned, Kendrick managed to hit up his Instagram timeline to shut down the rumors. 2015, my brother never did a day in jail because I claimed my shit. I did 4 years fed with no tears. Stop the cap. All right? He denying snitching. Kendrick and YSL Duke, born Martinez Arnold, were accused of murdering Thomas in 2015. They were reportedly caught riding around in their rival gang's territory while strapped with an AK-47 assault rifle and a 40 caliber handgun. Once the prosecutor informed the judge of Kendrick's recent plea, people began to think that Kendrick had worked with the defense to get information on Arnold. Kendrick was denied bond along with Young Thug and Gunna. All three YSL artists will have to remain in jail until the trial date on January 9th, 2023. Thug, born Jeffrey Williams, was denied bond after his legal team brought in members from the community as well as 300 executive Kevin Lyles to testify on the rapper's behalf. In the end, the judge understood Williams presumed innocent, but ultimately feared that potential witnesses would be at risk if the rapper was granted a conditional release. So, any reaction to that so far?
No, I don't see nothing about the proffer letter. So you thinking he could have signed a proffer letter?
Well, he's been accused of snitching, like I read in this article, and he's denying it. They had a story by real journalists, right?
Right.
iHeartMedia, that's a big publication. Aren't they supposed to be doing research, following up on things? So if you see that he's denying being a snitch, do you believe him or not?
I don't know, man. I don't know which way to take this, man. I mean, because you saying that people can be a snitch and not have no paperwork on them, correct?
I'm saying that if you tell on somebody, even if there's not paperwork, most people would still consider you a snitch.
Yeah, of course.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm asking you, do you think that this guy told or not? He's denying. Or
Mm.
you just, you don't know either way.
I don't know either way, man. I mean, he said he did 4 years, but that case was brought up again.
Yeah, the case
So
was brought up again.
right, so this could be the start of when they did the Fed case. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is because that whole beef between him and YFN Lucci, the guy that they're saying that he killed, that's the guy that got killed, and YFN Lucci them were allegedly avenging that. That's what started off all these murders and all this beef going back and forth. That guy Nut
Mm,
was a high level ranking blood. And these are two blood gangs beefing with each other, by the way. How you were saying that, oh, Whack 100 is supposed to, he Sakashi snitched on the blood gang. You know that blood gangs kill each other too, right? They're not like all just friends
right.
because we all blood.
But from Whack 100 mouth was he's a Pyru, and that's the top. If
I and
you
look,
however
we
that go, yeah.
yeah, we don't got to go back too far, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Now, here at Shrewd News and Reviews, we go a little bit further than iHeartMedia apparently, because when you have uh when you have these cases, some of the stuff we can't see, but a lot of it becomes public record. Now, what you don't know, Bob, is on that case where they're talking about him going to kill somebody else, how do you think the police even found out what those guns were going to be used for? If you get arrested with guns and you riding around in the neighborhood, you get caught with guns, you're a felon. But how did the police know what you was riding around with the guns to do?
Right. Why would you even talk about that?
I know. You know what I'm saying? He said, remember what we just read? He did the 4 years, no tears, and his brother never did a day because he kept his mouth shut, right? That's what we just read. I'm going to show you something. I'm going
Damn.
to show you something, Bob. I'm about to drop a goddamn ball on your ass. Now, remember, Yak Gotti's real name is Diamante Kendrick. This didn't even take a long time to do, Bob. All you got to do is put the U.S. versus Diamante Kendrick, and this comes up. We know it's the same Diamante Kendrick, Yak Gotti of YSL, because this is talking about how he got imprisoned after he pled guilty on one count of being in felony possession of a firearm. Same case, right?
Right.
He tried to appeal that. He argued that his sentence was substantively unreasonable because the district court refused to impose a greater downward variance and avoid unwarranted disparity in sentencing between himself, blah, blah, blah. He tried to appeal this. When you appeal shit, details come out about your case. Now, this is public record. Anybody who thinks that this ain't real could just go to Google and put in the U.S. versus Diamante Kendricks. And, this is
Mm,
fine law for legal professionals. Comes right up. Now, here's the kicker. We know that this is the same guy, right?
right.
Public records. Remember, I told you. I got to find the place I'm looking for. Now, he ended up not winning on this appeal, but we got the information. Shout out to 1090 Jake out of South Florida. White blood out of Boston. He got a good channel. He was speaking on this. And I independently confirmed some stuff he was talking about, and it turns out it's right. So, hold on. In the subsequent interviews. Okay, look, here we go. Here we go, Bob. On October 1st, 2015, Kendricks and his passenger, Martinez Antoine Arnold, fled a traffic stop and engaged in a short, high-speed chase that ended after Kendrick ran a stop sign, lost control of the vehicle, and hit a guardrail. The police apprehended the men after they attempted to flee on foot. Upon searching the vehicle, the officers discovered a small amount of marijuana as well as a pistol and a semi-automatic rifle, both loaded. Later investigation revealed that both firearms were stolen. In subsequent interviews with police, Kendricks admitted that he owned the rifle and that he lent it to Arnold, who planned to use it that night to retaliate against a rival gang who beat him up. Kendricks also told police that the pistol was his and described an unrelated incident involving the firearm.
Mm.
Kendricks and Arnold were both charged in state court, but while Kendrick was also charged in the instant case in federal court, Arnold was not charged in federal court. After unsuccessfully moving in the instant case to suppress his statements to the police, Kendricks pled guilty to being a felon in possession of a firearm. Both Kendricks and Arnold's state court cases are still pending. So he said that he didn't do a day for his brother, right? Because he kept his mouth shut. They're saying that the case is still pending.
Mm.
So what now?
So they didn't want to bring them all up on that. They just kept it pending on him.
No, pending means we ain't finished yet, nigga. We don't know what's gonna happen. Don't you look at your bank account when they say a charge is pending? It's probably
Right.
gonna hit that account. Just because it's pending don't mean that it's done, right?
Right.
You might have a charge that's pending for a week, and then they come and hit your ass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
So now we know at least one person who's talking. Remember, this is a RICO case that we're talking about. And this guy just admitted that he lent a gun to a fellow gang member to retaliate against a rival gang. And somebody ended up getting murdered. So how
Why
much
would
more
he say that, bro? He's that gotta be
because he's trying to save himself, and he's what some might refer to as a snitch. Not a street guy. I'm on YouTube with you. I'm a longshoreman. I work at a bookstore. I don't engage in crimes. I'm a
But he just
taxpaying
hurt
American.
himself. But even if he's a snitch, he did 4 years and the case is still pending, right?
Yeah, the case is still pending. That's a state case. Now we got a federal RICO
Right.
case
So
going on.
not only did he tell on the gang, he told on himself.
Yeah, but you know that. I mean, we just explained what proffer letter means, right? That's when you have an agreement to tell on somebody, but it ain't gonna hurt you. So remember, he pled guilty to having a firearm as a felon. He got something for that, but it seemed like he ain't get smacked for the bigger charge. So if he
So
did
yet
that,
Gotti ain't get charged for the bigger thing, for the Fed case.
listen, this is a case where he said he lent the gun to somebody to kill somebody, and he talking about getting out. And 4 years later, where does that happen?
Right.
So obviously he didn't get everything he was supposed to get for that case, but they're bringing it back up. This is pending. So this doesn't mean that somebody doesn't go to jail for this case. It's pending. Remember, they been investigating Young Thug in them since 2012.
Damn. And this gave him all the ammunition.
Looks like it to me.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're trying to prove that y'all are a gang and you guys are responsible for murders, how much more proof does one need than this?
Right.
And they said that they got Young Thug in connection with over 50 murders. So my whole thing, bro, when you hear people saying all of this stuff, like, you know, they're trying to convict Young Thug because of lyrics, and you know, it's not fair. Why didn't they do this to the KKK and all of this stuff? I got news for you. They gave the KKK hell in Georgia, and they giving YSL them hell right now. And the police don't have all of this evidence because they did great police work. It's a lot of people telling. We know about Yak Gotti, but it's going to be some other people telling when this whole thing is done.
Yeah, I think I heard 18 people they said is what happened to the 14, 15-year-old kid who it was a 14-year-old or
That's a
15
different case. That's a different case. I don't know. You tell me.
No, I thought I heard something about on your Young Thug's case that it was a 15-year-old kid that was, talking.
I heard something about a fifth. I mean, I don't know which kid you're referring to.
Yeah, it was a
What
15-year-old. I heard.
a
I don't
15 year
know.
old kid was talking about what?
He was just telling. He was cooperating with the police on the Young Thug case. He was one of the 28. It was just a younger kid.
Where'd you learn about that at?
I just heard. It was like some kind of something I heard from probably some YouTuber or something. You know,
Oh,
I
some
can't
YouTube.
forget. Yeah, they was going over the case or something. I was
Yeah,
catching a little bit.
I don't know. When
Did you hear about a 15-year-old?
I heard
What
about
did you?
younger kids. I don't know about 15, but I did hear a few things with younger kids. But if
Yeah,
it's just something you heard a YouTuber say, man, we don't heard YouTubers say a whole bunch of shit.
yeah,
I heard a
yeah.
YouTuber the other day say that uh deep sea, the ocean, deep enough, that's connected to outer space. So I don't know. They got YouTubers out there saying that the earth is flat.
Oh,
So I don't know. I don't know if there's a 15-year-old snitching in the case, but I tell you, we just pulled up that Yak Gotti case, and you saw it like I did. So I'm gonna
yeah.
stick with things that we got sources for that we
Yak
can
seemed like
follow
he's
up on.
singing. Yeah, Yak seemed like he's a head singer on that case.
Yeah, I mean, what would make you think that he's not snitching at this point? Could you imagine a scenario where that doesn't count as snitching or cooperate with the police?
No, you
I
told
can't.
him. You just gave him information for no reason though. It's kind of like
What you mean
it's
for no
weird.
reason? You know what snitch stands for, Bobby?
Sorry,
Sorry,
nigga, I'm
nigga, I'm
trying to
trying to
come
come
home.
home. You know, like I know, man. I think that's a good note to go ahead and just wrap it up, man. We was pushing P this episode, man. We talked about pussy ass police, proffer letters, talked a little bit about politics, and we talked a little bit about punishment. I mean, we see everything coming down, and we talked about Mr. Prince. So a lot
For
of
real.
P's in there. We pushing P this episode, man.
A lot of peas, man. So hey, man, this was a great one, man. We got to talk about a lot of stuff. So
You know,
another episode, man. You want to close them out with something?
I ain't really plan on nothing. Let me see if I got something here, dog, tucked to the side that I might could pull out, man. Because I'm always trying to feed my mind. I'm I have a strong intellectual curiosity. So let's see what we got. Something I read recent enough. Oh, I got a good one for us, Bob.
Yeah.
I got a good quote from Arthur Ashe, man. This is what helped me to have the confidence to start the YouTube channel with you and get along with everything because we were kind of pussyfooting a little bit. I didn't want to start
Mhm.
because I thought we didn't have enough equipment, we didn't have enough money for marketing. But I came across this quote from Arthur Ashe.
Okay.
It goes a little something like this: Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can.
Mm,
Can't go wrong with
powerful.
that, man. You sit around waiting for the right
Powerful.
time, that shit might never come,
Never
dog.
gonna come, man. Never gonna come. And now people need to hear that, man, with inflation going up. The inflation numbers today they let out was 8.6%. So me, I think it's the best time for people to, come together. Or you will get left behind, for
Yeah,
real. So
sure that's true in some situations. Yeah, man. So this was a good one, Bob. Go ahead and
yep, we'll
close them
catch.
out, man. Let them know where to reach you at, man. You got to plug something,
Hey,
man.
yes, listen, man. Y'all know we got the wholesale water treatment for you, man. You can catch me on Rob the Water God on Instagram, Rob the Water God on Facebook. Make sure your family and everybody is, they have their own source of water. So they're not depending on, the numbers going up with inflation. You know how everything is. Get your quality bottled water right from your house, man. Hit me up, www.envirely.com. We got the wholesale water solutions, and we're going to leave it like that, man.
Yeah, and everybody can reach out to me at jcapisrael@gmail.com. That's JCAPISRAEL@gmail.com. You could search that to find my socials as well. I'm on Facebook. We're gonna move out to some other socials too. We're gonna start a TikTok. We're gonna get on
Yeah,
Instagram,
we're gonna be
all
on the
that stuff.
TikTok. We got a lot of more stuff working up
That's
for
cool.
y'all. We
Yeah,
cooking up
so
right now.
all right, that sounds good to me. I'll let you have the last word while I go ahead and take a breather, man.
Yeah. Hey man, we're gonna catch y'all on the next one. And make sure y'all leave us a comment. Let us know what y'all think. Let us know how y'all feel about all of this. All right. Am I left? Am I going? Am I tripping? Let me know. Tough criticism is always the best. All right.
Right,
So
right.
we'll catch y'all on the next one. Health and wealth, man.